Now, all morning we've been celebrating Team GB's success at Rio. Amongst those celebrating was Andy Murray, who won a historic second Olympic gold after defeating Juan Martin del Potro in the men's singles final. Well, few watching could have been more nervous than his mum, Judy, who was at home in Scotland with the sound turned off. Good morning, Judy. Why the sound turned off?
Good morning. I lasted about 3 games with the sound on, and then actually it's very difficult listening to what the commentators are saying about your child, so it's actually easier to watch it with just drowning them out.
And were you there on your own watching it?
I was, because it's much better for me if I'm on my own, because I can shout at the TV as much as I want, and yeah, I prefer to watch it by myself.
So in those last few moments, what was going through your mind, and what were you screaming at the television? I mean, if it's okay for family viewing.
I actually wasn't screaming so much at the end. I was screaming more at certain key points during the match, you know, the big points, the break points and so forth. I think when it got towards the end, I was actually quite confident that he was going to win, because he just had that look in his face that, you know, when he puts his mind to it and he really wants something, he usually manages to get himself over the line. And also, it was clear that Delpo was tiring. So I wasn't so bad at the end, but during it, I know when the big points are, so that's when I get my most vocal, my most excited.
And have you spoken to him?
Yeah, I spoke to him after the match very, very briefly, because, of course, he was getting whisked off to do press, and then he was flying to Miami, because obviously the tennis circuit goes to Cincinnati, and the tournament starts there today, so he won't play today. But, yeah, he was exhausted, but absolutely just delighted, because it's what he set out to do. And I think you know, anything other than gold would have been a disappointment for him. So it was just the whole thing with the Olympics, you know, from getting the chance to be the flag bearer and then to come away with a gold, it was absolutely perfect for him.
Now, why weren't you there, Judy?
Well, I don't go so much nowadays, and I went to the Olympics in Beijing, and obviously I was captaining our women's tennis team when we had the Olympics in London. And it's very hectic, the Olympics. It's not like going to one of the normal tennis tournaments where you kind of know where you're going and you sort of looked after. It's quite tricky. And I don't know, I just didn't fancy the whole thing with the language barrier, not being able to make yourself understood. I kind of struggle with that a bit. So I just decided that I wasn't going to go. I decided it way back at the beginning of the year. So I'll go out to the US Open and give my support there.
And give him a big hug when you see him, from all of us as well. Judy, lovely to speak to you this morning. Many congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.